Want to earn over $500,000 a year without even setting foot in a courtroom? Here's how. Hi, and welcome to the Law Simplified. I'm Shaveen Bandaranayake. In the second and third years of an LLB, a law degree, or a GDL program, most students begin contemplating of the possible profession or the career trajectory that they would be willing or looking forward to take. Now, some students, granted, would start thinking about this well ahead of time, and sometimes after assessing the options in terms of career pathways, would only determine what degree, what GDL program, or for that matter, what professional qualification they would want to pursue. If you are someone who is now in the second or third year, or for that matter, someone who's just contemplating getting in or stepping into the profession of law, this video is intended to provide you with a unique perspective of a possible career pathway that is off the beaten track, so to speak, but is equally, if not more so, lucrative in the short to medium term. Now, let me preface this, however, by indicating that this is jurisdiction specific, it's personal circumstances specific, and it also requires you to have some interest, understanding, and quite notably, a qualification perhaps in a separate area to that of law. So if you are willing to take that leap of faith and perhaps put some additional effort into honing your skills as well as qualifications in an area outside of the law as well, this pathway is definitely right up your alley. The three words that I would like you to think of is alternate dispute resolution, or ADR. Now, whilst many might not think of this as their first or predominant option when approaching the profession of law, it is in fact a smart choice if you think about the competition that has stemmed and percolated over the years, irrespective of the jurisdiction when it comes to the practice itself. Whether you intend to be a solicitor, a barrister, an advocate, or a lawyer, depending on where you intend to practice, the competition is high and it's more and more difficult not just to get into the profession itself, but to get into a lucrative position at that. However, when you think of ADR methods such as arbitration and mediation, coupled with the vast expanding and fast-paced movements of technology, business, as well as other facets of the law that are yet to be tapped into from the perspective of common law or statute, arbitration and mediation amounts to a great opportunity for an industry expert or someone who has specific knowledge outside of the law in those areas to thrive. If you are able to carve out a niche for yourself in an area such as, for instance, the metaverse, so to speak, or space law for that matter, you'll be able to progress in an industry that is still evolving. Arbitration, for example, has been there for quite some time and has been advocated by many jurisdictions in order to alleviate the backlog that has been created in the court system. Now, if you are able to be more specific and carve out a niche for yourself, as I mentioned, this creates an opportunity where there was once a vacuum. There are a number of arbitrators and mediators around the world who have begun to exploit this vacuum and are earning, for that matter, upwards of $500,000 a year. Now, mind you, don't expect to do a qualification or a degree or even a master's in another area of law, do a law degree and immediately become an industry expert. It is somewhat of a daunting as well as tough process to become such an individual that is sought after by your specific industry. So in that context, try and build a portfolio, a series of qualifications, both professional and academic, and build your network around that area as well, so that you are able to create the necessary repertoire and the surrounding circumstances to slowly becoming an industry expert over time. But once you sow the seeds, so to speak, in this particular trajectory or career path, the opportunities are endless. From the perspective of travel, as well as being an industry expert gives you the great opportunity of being the go-to person in that area over time. Right. Part of the reason why I intended to make this video is due to the doom and gloom and the relative pessimistic attitude that most academics and professionals would have in relation to eager and starry-eyed second and third year students and potential students of the law when they try to figure out what they're going to do after they finish their academic or professional qualifications. Granted, there is high competition when it comes to the practice all around the world, and it's becoming more and more difficult to carve out your own niche as well as succeed in the law. But having said that, you have the opportunity of looking at these other more unique perspectives and unique pathways that you can progress on. Having said that, until the next time that we meet, have fun, stay safe, and as always, obey the law.